Hmm.
One of the darker subjects that's come up, and I've seen this on a
I think
couple
I
of
want to
websites,
listen to
talked
the
about on,
Wings one while we do
like a couple of
this.
subreddits, talked about in video comments, but is he a guy that's threatened suicide on multiple occasions? Like, that keeps coming up, and I don't know if that's legit or if that's just people exaggerating.
Tons of
Hey,
times.
user.
He,
Lots of
he
times.
has gone so far as to show the bullets and the gun that he would use to commit suicide.
He's taken pictures of the 45 hollow point bullets and tweeted them out saying, "These are the bullets I will kill myself with when I run out of money."
The rise and fall of a YouTuber is a tried and true tale, a storyline without many deviations or plot twists to it. It's a narrative arc that's become almost cliche at this point, something we've all seen play itself out thousands of times daily on the website itself. This three-act story follows a fairly typical formula. There's the meteoric rise. This is when the YouTuber's channel is starting to really take off. They've established a fan base that will follow them from site to site, a dedicated group of individuals that want to consume the content that's being presented to them, no matter where it's coming from. These are the people that buy merchandise. These are the people that financially support the YouTuber. They like and spread the videos that the person puts out. They talk about them in a positive light. They try to create a community and to spread that community to others. This growing momentum eventually accelerates itself into Act 2, the plateau or the lands of plenty. This is when the YouTuber has established themselves. They've reached the height of their...
Oh man. You guys ready to see a you guys want to see you guys want to see a cursed image? Oh man, this is a cursed image. What the fuck is going on in this image? It's one of the most retarded shit I've ever seen. Alright, back to
their popularity and their outreach. This period generally exists for 2 to 4 years. They've conquered the niche of content creation
Yeah, we're
that
just
they set
listening
out to do. Their word
the Wings
carries
video.
weight. Their fan base is rabid.
While I do my
and while the
grinding.
positives definitely outweigh the negatives, at this point in their internet career, that momentum and growth is starting to slow down. It's tapered off. Eventually, this leads into the
Not much,
finale,
Peanut Porter, not
Act
much.
3. From an epoch to a nadir, it's a roller coaster ride straight downward. Their audience starts to dissipate and disappear, sometimes
Just
through actions
listening
of
to
their
some
own, and
Kino while
sometimes
playing some
regrettably,
Kino.
because their content is no longer appealing. It's no longer fresh or new. Somebody else has come along and done it better than they ever did. This is typically the point where the YouTuber, the internet celebrity, starts to experience a depression, knowing that they'll never achieve what they once had. And every day that goes on, from moment to moment, they get further and further away from that success they once coveted. The majority of us that watch videos on YouTube, that subscribe to certain channels or watch certain content, have all witnessed this happen, probably personally at least a few times. I bet if you were to take a moment and really think about it, you'd
Would
start
you
to have
want
names pop into your head,
1v1
and those
Wings of,
names might be the
Bog?
ones that are spread the most.
I mean,
But
I
as you
wouldn't
give it a
mind
little
just
bit of
hanging
a
out with
think,
Wings,
as you
to be
really
honest.
take
He
a
seems
moment
like
to look
he's
back
kind
on the
of
people
cooled
you
down
used to
and
watch,
mellowed out with
more and more names are going to come to the
new
forefront.
meds.
Some of those content creators might have pushed you away through their actions or behaviors, but others you probably simply lost an interest in, or completely forgot actually made content that you used to watch on a daily basis. And Wings of Redemption would be one of those names. He would be a person that has gone through this 3-act story. In fact, he's so far past the finale, we're in the credit sequence playing at the very tail end of the film. Now with this video, I'm not going to present a chronological retelling of the rise and fall of Wings of Redemption. As I said, it's a story we're all familiar with. There's nothing that I can tell you that's going to be a surprise. Instead, what I want to focus on are key aspects of his personality, his behaviors online, how he treats those around him, from his friends to his fan base, that either came about as a result of his decline or helped contribute to it. Because
But
when
no,
you
I like
study
Wings for
of
the most
Redemption,
part.
when you really look into who this individual is and what happened to them, it paints a very bleak picture.
I tried to talk to Woody. Woody ignored me. I asked him if he wanted to do a Woody and Wing show again, because I figured at least that would get enough viewers that would hide the hate, and it'd make me feel good about my channel, and maybe it could kickstart me into making YouTube videos again. But like Woody straight ignored it.
Online friendships, even more than their real-world counterparts, are built upon tenuous and
Woody.
shaky grounds. Even meeting a person who you know through the internet from time to time will hold less weight with you than those that are personally in your life. The people that you interact with on a daily
he hasn't
basis,
died of
those that
cancer
live
yet,
around
to
you,
my
those that
knowledge.
you've grown up with. These fragile relationships can fall apart over the simplest of fracture points. They can fray away. One day you're close with somebody and the next you no longer speak with them. I want you to imagine yourself undertaking a certain endeavor. You are a already established YouTuber. You've tapped into a newly emerging market. You're one of the first people to gain a significant audience doing what it is that you're doing.
Just to give like the broad strokes of this gentleman, he was quite big in the days of Call of Duty commentary. I don't know. Are you familiar with Call of Duty commentaries?
I really
And
hope
what
that
a
was
big
something I
scene
was
that
supposed to
at one
do.
point. He was one of the first, and I mean like one of the first 25 people on the planet who did it. And at that time, it really didn't matter about the quality of your content as much as it did the quantity of your content, because there was a limited supply of it out there. Today, you go on YouTube and find endless hours and hours of this stuff. But back then, especially if you wanted late-breaking, newest COD content, there were only a handful of guys who were doing it, and he was one of them.
And one day you decide that you're going to create something new. You're going to bring in a couple of people that you know. Now, you're the top dog of the group, the alpha male e-celebrity in your little circle. You're much more popular than the other people. You're making way more money than they are making at the moment.
At the time, he was making much more money than Woody or I. Woody and I we'd count up our money that we had earned at the end of the month and be like, man, maybe I'll earn this much by the end of the year. It's like, holy shit.
5,000 a year.
Yeah, it was, yeah, stuff like that. You know, it's like, this is a fun hobby. I basically get my video games for free, sort of thing that we were doing. Wings was making $10,000 a month at this early.
I'm at
juncture,
that
and
point
we were
right
blown
now,
away by it.
the
And
get
so
my
you go
video
about
games for
creating
free
this new thing
stuff.
with them. You put together a podcast. You call it Painkiller already. There's Woody and there's Kyle, and they're coming
scale
along
from
with you.
Ethan
You,
Klein
the
to
big
American
guy, the person with
Krogan,
the
how
large
based
audience,
am
the person
I?
whose videos
I
are
would
watched
say that
by
I'm
a
probably
huge
like at Mr.
community.
Mediker
But as
tier
time goes
in
on,
terms of like
as you
based.
experience that 3-act play that we talked about in the opening, as that storyline unfolds, you begin to notice something. You begin to notice that your two compatriots,
I'd
they've
say
got
that I'm at,
stories
like,
of their
Mr.
own.
Mediker
and
tier.
unlike yours, the duration of events that they're undertaking and the heights that they're reaching far surpass what you had. Imagine the animosity that would grow inside of you. When you think about it, most
I think
people
Wings
don't
has a
begrudge
tard
others
wrangler. I think
their
his
own success.
medication is his
But
tard
there is
wrangler.
a point where that changes. You're probably not upset at the person that wins the lottery, that gets the big payout, that becomes the millionaire or the billionaire, because there is a distance between you and them.
Is that
and it
Kino
doesn't
Corner
enter
from
into your
Twitter?
real world.
I'm
You're not
like
thinking
actually
about it on a
curious.
constant basis. But if it was your neighbor that was the winner, if it was a person that shops at the same place you shop at, if it's a person that bought that ticket at the same grocery store or gas station that you go to, you start to think about the missed opportunity. That should have been your money. You should have played those numbers.
Oh, sweet.
It's the
Yeah,
proximity
I've seen
of somebody's success
I've,
that breeds
uh,
jealousy. So there you
Kino
are.
Corner's been
hosting
liking a
your
lot of my
podcast
tweets.
with
I
your two
whenever
co-hosts
people
who are now gaining
like
popularity that is
like my
surpassing
tweets a
your
lot,
own.
I
Now,
take
how do you
remembrance
think
of
that's
that.
going to affect your interactions with them? What sort of frame of mind do you think that's going
I'm
to
a little
put
bit of a
you in?
narcissist
Without
that
Wings
way.
himself ever giving us his insight into this, and it's doubtful we'll ever get that, let alone honest insight, we'd be better served by looking at different examples of his relationship with them, his ungratefulness, and his backstabbing nature towards his co-hosts, people that are trying to help him out, to really understand what led to the end. Now, one prime example of that would be the weight loss challenge that Wings embarked upon. This was a concept that Kyle and he had come up with. It was something that was going to reinvigorate his dying channel. It was going to bring in new viewers. It was going to get his fan base
I will
reinvested in what
upload
he
the
did.
I will
premise was
upload the
very
veto
straightforward.
debate
Wings was going to stay at Kyle's
on
house. They were
tomorrow.
going to do a
I think I'll have that
30-day
up in
workout
case
routine.
instead
They'd
of the
create
regular
exercises. They would
stream.
manage his diet. They would help with calories in and calories out. They would get him through this rough patch in his life. So what could possibly go wrong with this? Well, as it turns out, a lot of things.
That month was one of the worst months of my life because Wings.
I need to watch Kino
lives
Corner's
within his own
videos.
bubble.
Apparently they're
he doesn't
good.
Socialize, and so he doesn't.
Internet
curtail
historian
himself
follows
to
him, so
social
it's like,
norms.
oh shit, this guy
Right
must have
away,
good shit.
Myself, my roommate.
I've been
Kitty,
busy
and my
watching,
girlfriend were in my kitchen.
I've been
And the
busy like
bathroom
rewatching
is
and
visible from
watching
the
and
kitchen.
rewatching
And we hear
Dovidy's
this noise.
unbiased
water
history of the Roman
flowing into
Empire,
the
and I've been
boardwalk.
just like
And we all look
autistically
up
obsessed with
ponderously,
that for the last like
And the bathroom door is
month.
agape, and Wings is pissing.
Thoughts on the Proud Boys? I don't really
And
have
we
like a
can
whole lot of
see
thoughts
most
on
of
them.
him. I couldn't see the penis.
I feel bad
I
for them
can't see
because
my
I have a
face at all.
feeling like a lot of them are not federal agents,
time I can see it's like in
and
a mirror.
It would seem that Kyle
the
learned
feds
quite a few
are
things about Wings very
really
quickly
wanting
during
to
this
take a look at
extended
intention of
sleepover
it.
at his house.
Your friends with
Namely,
internet
that
story in
Wings didn't
IRL,
really
nicest
have
guy.
much
Oh,
of
that's
a
sweet.
social awareness.
He
He
seems
didn't
like he's a
really
really
take
nice guy.
into account what other people
Anybody
would be
who doesn't
comfortable
like
with.
show their
He wasn't
face on the
very
internet, I
motivated.
always
He wasn't
like
very
automatically
grateful for the
assume
help
is
he'd
probably
been
like a
offered.
nice guy.
And he was very
or
apt
just
to
like
offer
doesn't want
excuses
like the
for why he
spotlight and
couldn't
shit
do
like
things.
that.
All I'm hearing so far.
He seems
is
like
that,
he
"Oh,
seems
here's
like a
a
sweet
problem.
guy.
All
Here's
you're
a problem.
all you're
Here's a
hearing
problem."
are all you're hearing are
See,
excuses.
Kino
And
Corner
that's
has
another
that
like,
Syrian
Wings
girl
have had,
like, I
about
want that
3,
easy
like, major
peasy
talks like this.
follow.
We talked
I
about
want
work
that
ethic,
mother. I
we
want
talked
that.
about half-assing
I want
things.
that
We
fucking
also
Jewish
talked about,
motherfucker to give me a view.
excuses.
Holy
That was the
shit!
third one. That was the third
I want him
talk
to.
we
I
had.
want him to give
And
me
I
a
said
follow.
that you are always able to come up with an excuse why you can't do something. You're a master of it. You can come up with an excuse why you cannot do anything I could possibly name, but I have never seen you come up with a reason why you can do something.
This becomes all the more ridiculous when you take into account the amount of money that Kyle spent to accommodate Wing's stay with him, going so far as to remodel his bathroom.
And so that night, I was taking a shower in my shower after the show, and I was washing my hair, and I bumped my elbow on the shower wall, and I was like, God,
Easy
this
peasy and I
shower
are good
is a
friends
little
too.
narrow.
Lucky duck.
And then it occurred to me, Wings of Redemption.
Tell
cannot
him how
fit
much I
into my
hate
shower.
Israel every day.
And if he was going to live with me, we would have to put
Well.
in a new shower. So construction began the next day on a $5,000 shower.
$5,000. Not only are you letting Wings stay at your place, not only are you managing his exercise and you're paying for his food and you're trying to accommodate and help him out, you spend $5,000 remodeling your bathroom. For what? To put on a nature documentary.
How'd you like a behind-the-scenes look at one of nature's most luxurious full-service hippo spas?
And if the bathroom remodeling wasn't
I found
enough,
a channel
don't
called
forget
Epic
the bed that he
Compilation
broke
TV
almost
hooked on the
immediately upon
cheater
showing
slash
up.
thieves caught
The first
red-handed.
night, he
Ah,
broke the
nice.
bed in the room. It wasn't a bed, to be
Like unironically, I remember that I remember that like little phase that I had when I would like really enjoy watching the stolen valor guys get caught red-handed. Those were really funny. Like the stolen valor guys get like really deer in headlights when you catch them red-handed. It's really funny. Am I supposed to drag it onto this? Okay, sweet. So you are supposed to drag it onto them.
be fair, it was a futon because it was a guest bedroom, and I had never had a guest in there before. And so there was a futon, you know, a couch that folds out into a bed, and I had slept on it once before.
Isn't
I was like, let's
military
break this in. I
service
fucked my
mandatory
girlfriend
in
on it, and it wasn't
Israel
bad. It was
for
pretty comfy.
adults?
We
Or
broke
for like new
so
adults?
with that much capital invested, with that much time and effort,
I know it
put
is in
into
South
it,
Korea.
Did he stick to it? Did he work on it? Did he take the
Oh,
advice
shit,
that
I
he was
got
offered by
nuked.
his friends who were trying to help him out in a time of need? Of course not.
There aren't many people in your situation.
Kino,
They
you
would
should know
be
by
so
now that those
stubborn
aren't
as to
innocent
turn down
Palestinians. Those
something
those
like
kids
this.
are
I
like
don't know of
going to put
anyone
those snipers'
who
lives in
has
immediate
tens
danger.
of thousands of
Don't you know
people
Dennis Prager says
rooting
that
for
Israel
him,
has the
who can
most
sit there and say, yeah, well, opening
most,
yogurt is just too much effort.
moral
I don't
army.
like yogurt. I don't like it, and it don't make me.
but wait,
You're
wait.
picking on
Take
it.
a
I
step
don't like it
backwards.
either.
You've got tens of thousands of people cheering you on, and in response, you're like, ah, fuck yogurt.
Even with the money raised,
And
Yeah, I
we
thought it
set
was
up an
mandatory.
Indiegogo and raised him $10,000 cash.
he still found a way to completely fuck this up. And it doesn't end there, because Of course, Wings being a big guy, not used to exercise, not used to a
Cardio.
different sort of diet, well, he had trouble pooping.
He didn't shit for a week.
I mean, I didn't poop for the first 5 days.
Looks like it's time to have good old Grandma fly on down so she can fish that crap right out of his shitter.
So one of the worst feelings I've ever had in my life. I mean, the only
Don't
other
tell
feeling
Syrian
that
girl
even
that
comes
I
to
love
point with that
Israel. I
would be
won't.
the time I was constipated
Your
and the turd
secret
went
is safe with
sideways
me.
on me. Like,
That doesn't even make sense.
let me tell the story. I had a really bad bout of constipation, and this was when I was on my diet in early 2011. I started doing Slim Fast to replace my lunches. One thing I didn't learn about Slim Fast is it dehydrates you really, really badly. Like, you have to drink a lot of water when you're on Slim Fast for replacing it as meals, and I didn't do that. So I got dehydrated really bad. I'm talking about 3 or 4 turds deep. Like, it just hurt to walk. So I feared pooping for about a week, so what I did is I ended up going to get a saline enema. And I had my grandma give me a saline enema, and it softened it up enough to pass, but it only got a little bit. So, like, it softened like the first 3/4 of a turd. I get on the toilet, and a saline enema like stimulates the muscles to actually make it come out. So I do it, it goes, and then that.
Oh, his
little
grandma
piece,
helped
this
his
big,
get it out, not
just
his mom. His grandma,
turns
because his
like
mom's
that,
kind of a
spreads my
bitch.
butthole wide open. I fall off the
And
toilet.
ironically,
and I hit
Wings'
my head
mom
onto
is
the
actually
wall,
kind of terrible.
And I call up my grandma. I'm like, you might have to take me to the hospital. But what we ended up doing is she ended up sticking her finger up my button and mashing the turd up.
But at least the fans are keeping the dream alive. They understand how much he appreciates poop. That's why they mail it to him. one whole dollar.
$1.
One whole dollar.
I
spirit
love
and
that
shit.
Molly meme.
There you go, buddy. We love you. We support you. And of course, looking at those wrinkly hands, it looks like Grandma's the one holding the letter. God knows she's used to dealing with shit. Now, after this disastrous attempt at getting his life sorted out, getting him into an exercise routine, getting him onto a diet that would help facilitate his weight loss, raising him money so he could use it for his financial needs and for a potential surgery, all Wings really did after that was walk around a little bit. Video after video of 5 to 10 minute walks, acting like that was some kind of a dedication towards his weight loss goal. But this wouldn't be the last time that Wings
If you like
would
funny
take for
poop
granted
stories,
the
you should
efforts
watch
of his
Sallow or
friends, that he would
120.
sort of
Yeah, no, I'm
cast
not
it aside
watching
without
those.
really giving it any
Nice
thought.
try,
There was
Kino
a
Corner.
trip
I'm
that they
aware of
planned
that
to do,
shit.
A trip they were going to take into the wilderness together.
Somehow it came up, hey, let's do a survival trip. Let's go out into the wilderness, the 3 of us, and let's see how we fare. Leading up to it, we're making videos, talking about it. Like, one of the things was that we kind of got fixated on was starting fires with flint and steel. And so I made a quick video on one of my YouTube channels of me in my backyard making a fire with flint and steel. You know, it's a little annoying at first, but once you get the knack of it, you can do it. Wings made 4 videos of him making fire with flint and steel and never accomplished it.
Son of a bitch.
And so I set out on this quite long drive. I'm going to say it's 5.5 hours from where I lived at the time to where we're doing this thing. So if I leave the night before, I'm going to get a motel room in the area 30 minutes from the meetup location. And that way I don't have to drive, early in the morning. I don't want to leave
I guess
my
you
house
send
at
it in
5
like a
a.m., get there
plastic
at 10
container or
a.m. and be
something, maybe?
already
I don't
just
know.
kind of out of it before we begin hiking and surviving and such. So I'm driving in the night before, and I think to myself, hey, let me give old Wings a call, make sure we're all good to go here, because it's Wings. Call him up, say, hey man, you ready to do this thing? I'm driving in now, about 3 hours from the place. What are you up to? You could if you left right now, you'd be here around 11.
I'm gonna take my sleeping
you could share this motel
pill
room
now.
with me. I
I'm
can
gonna
get a room with
you
2
could
beds.
send
or
it
something.
in.
I'm not going.
Yeah, but wouldn't it dry out after a while?
What do you
You
mean?
could get like one of
I'm
those
not
So there's
vacuum
Woody,
ones.
and there's Kyle. They're psyched for their outdoor
Or like
adventure.
ones with the
Wings is going to
plastic
come along
lining.
after shit-talking the other person that wasn't really up to doing it. 3 buddies out in the woods going to have a great time, maybe get a little content out of it. And what happens? He doesn't even do them the courtesy of calling to say, I can't make it. He doesn't tell them ahead of time that he has no interest in it. He merely lets them show up, and then he decides,
Oh yeah, no, like Woody seems from what I've seen in both like the Down the Rabbit Hole video and this one, as well as like some of the interviews and some of the like talks that Woody's had with Wings after all this, Woody seems to be like one of those like really, 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 really good friends that you really don't deserve. Like the ones that will put up with like all of your bullshit and will keep on forgiving you and shit like that. Kyle, on the other hand, seems like more like how a normal person probably should be, and has like utter contempt for Wings in general. Like he is probably the more mean-spirited of like any time that they're making fun of Wings. Even when like Woody's like, "Keep my name out of your mouth, you fat piece of shit." Like Kyle I think has open contempt and hatred for Wings.
I don't want to do it.
Obviously, I didn't go to the PKA survival trip today. And I seen people.
Kyle has prison cred. Kyle's been to federal prison. Kyle was locked up with chomos, dude. Kyle is not a child molester, but he was locked up, I believe, with somebody who was later convicted of it. I think anyway. I'm not entirely sure.
Tell me like, "Oh, why don't you go now? Go now. Do it."
I think Woody has a disabled kid. I don't know if Kyle has kids. I know Woody has kids. The main thing that really like killed it for, and Medicare gets into this. The main thing that like really hurt Woody from all this was Wings giving like SEO, search engine optimization, for the guy who threatened to kill him and rape his kid or something like that, and called his kid retarded, like or rape his wife or something. Like there was like a rape threat, a murder threat, and called the kid retarded. That's like the main thing. His prison stories boosted the views on his podcast a lot. Yeah, especially the Clips channel. Like I enjoyed listening to Kyle's prison stories on PKA.
Dude, that's not an option.
Maybe you're starting to notice a bit of a pattern here. A lack of will. An inability to commit to something, to find any excuse to not have to do something.
Chomo is a prison slang term for child molester. Chomos. I don't know where the O and the CHO comes from, but like child molester. Yeah. I think it might have something to do with like, because I think it's like, I don't know. Jada has a VTuber character now? Really? Let me see that real quick. Also, look, Doge is going back up again. Back up again. Woo! Hold, bitch, hold. Oh, shit. That actually looks really good. That actually looks really good. Good job, Jada. Oh shit, did Jada just learn about Mean Creek with JonTron?
Shut. So let's see the penis. Bring on the penis. Alright. You're a fucking lying son of a bitch, Sam. Alright? And I hope you fucking go to hell.
Don't make things worse, George.
Shut the fuck up, Millie, you fucking stupid chap cunt.
Sit down, George. You're out of control.
Shut the fuck up, Clyde! You faggot! fucking skinny, butt-munching faggot. I hate you, you know that? I really do. Because all you do is fucking prance around school talking about your fucking faggoty fairy fathers. I'll tell you what. I don't want to hear about your fucking fathers and how their assholes work, all right? It makes me sick. And I fucking hope they fucking die of fag disease. Yeah. And speaking of dead fathers, I just remembered my bonehead, white trash fucking donkey dick Marty got so fucking freaked when I started talking about his daddy. His Neanderthal, drunk dad put a gun in his mouth and splattered his brains all over the wall. You know, I almost forgot that my mom told me that. She said his daddy splattered his brains all over the wall. I thought it was sad at first, but now I like it. His
Daddy splattered his brains all over the wall.
His daddy splattered his brains all over the wall. His daddy splattered his brains.
George.
All over the wall.
Stop it, George.
All over the wall. His daddy
No one talks to
splattered
people
his
like that,
brains
George.
All over the wall. I repeat things for emphasis. Emphasis.
Damn. Who knew that Josh was the based one? Who knew Josh was really the based one all along?
A lack of constitution.
This is the end of the day 3 video. And I want to talk
I mean,
a little bit about
Jada's DMs are open
Constitution.
with me.
One of the things that really changed during this last week or so about me is noticing how lack of the Constitution I actually have.
His failure to commit to this trip was just one thing in a long line of things that ended up fracturing
do I have
the
any more
relationship.
dailies I need
But
to
I
do?
think the most damaging one would be what he did to Woody. It's one
This
thing
is Final
to
Fantasy
bail out
XIV.
of a commitment to a trip. It's another thing to let your friend put in a large financial investment and time and effort to help you lose weight.
Yeah,
and then
Logan, they're
flip-flop
both
and
played
walk away
by
from it.
they're both
It's
played by
another thing
JonTron.
entirely to financially support somebody that is attacking your friend's child.
Let me read this out before you go into the story. Maybe you can tell me if this is accurate or not. And this was, I believe, from 2014 or 2015. Earlier this year, it was revealed that he worked as a double agent, helping a YouTube troll attack a 10-year-old autistic son of one of his friends. Is that talking about you? Is
That sounds like it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I'm really
That's it.
excited for
Yeah,
the new
so
content.
this guy, the one that challenged me to fight him, and we organized it. He also would he'd be like, "Give me money. I want to go to Europe, or I want to do this, or I want a car." I don't know what he wanted money for, and Wings donated to him.
I think we're
And
gonna do
felt
some.
like
I
that-
think I'm
like,
gonna
for
do
me,
some
that was a
profession
real
grinding
betrayal, right?
now.
This is a guy who doesn't just attack me; he attacks my wife and my children.
Wait, no. I'm sorry. Say that again. So the guy that's screwing with you and your family, he gave him money?
Yes, yeah, via PayPal.
Why?
Because this dude that was attacking Woody's family, obviously Jesus, his channel was named. He also as a different thing not related to Woody was like, oh, I really, I'm feeling depressed and I'm all,
People are
in a
saying
bad
Berserker
headspace.
or
I would feel
possibly
really way better if I
Necromancer,
could
which
go
would be
on, a
really
3-week
weird for a
no
melee
thinking about
DPS,
anything
but
European
hey,
vacation.
that'd be cool.
So donate to my European vacation. Oh, also, I need a new gaming PC. That would really pull me out of this funk. And so that's basically what he was doing, e-begging for vacations.
that makes no fucking sense. You guys were doing a show together at the time, yeah?
We were friends.
You're friends with him, and you're doing a show together, and the guy that's fucking with you, he gives him money.
Yeah,
that's not the
Yes.
only one. Yeah,
Yeah.
there was another guy. His name was Thunder Toro, and Thunder's channel is doing well at this point, but he hates me. He hates me, I think, because he was a better gamer than me, but I was more successful on YouTube, and I think that's the core of it. Like, I never talked to him or anything, and he uploaded a video where his friend said that my son was a fucking faggot that jerked off dogs. And I didn't like it, so I uploaded a response.
Oh, yeah, it's understandable.
And I gave that
Fine on
comment
that.
2 thumbs down.
Yeah. Wings, on the other hand, was giving him search engine optimization advice and how to grow his channel, and he was doing really well. And Wings took some
Oh,
credit.
well, you know what? Fuck this guy then. How is he gonna cry about compilation videos and be like, the trolls are coming to get me when he's funding people that are fucking with you?
That's that. You
Exactly.
know what? We're of the
No
same
pity,
mind
no,
on this
no,
one.
no fucking pity. Fuck
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, and Wings was like, Woody, I feel like you're making me choose between you and him.
This, to me, is perhaps the most irredeemable thing about him. These are his co-hosts, and he's financially supporting somebody attacking one of their family. And what excuse does he offer up to it? What is his explanation for why he did that?
Thunder goes to me, goes, "Hey man, I need help with my channel. Could you help me?" So I helped him. I gave him some advice about algorithm, and his channel went up. Next thing I know, I'm confronted by Woody for helping somebody that made fun of his child. I'm like, that has nothing to do with me. I can be friends with both of you, and you two can be disagreeing.
Why won't Woody do a show with me? Maybe because you paid the guy that's attacking his fucking kid, you piece of shit.
Woody has the fucking forgiveness of a fucking saint, dude. Holy shit. Oh, man.
Shit. Maybe that's got a part to play in it. I'd walk away from that. I don't imagine many people would stick around for a friend like that. Your inability to commit, your ungratefulness, and you're financially supporting somebody attacking the families of your co-hosts is a pretty good reason to see that you'd be leaving the show, that would be the end of it. But if you think he treats his friends badly, you should see how he interacts with his own fan base.
You're worthless because, like, I don't give a shit if you watch or not. You're not worth any money to me.
A content creator's relationship with their own audience is equal to, if not more important than, the things that they produce. Your viewership, your fan base is what carries you forward. It's what helps to expand your channel and bring in financial success. But there is a threshold that some people unintentionally and sometimes intentionally cross. A point where they begin to see their fan base less as people that appreciate what they're putting out, and more as a solution to their financial problems. It's the point at which the positive comment, the like and the share, the expanding of the community is no longer sufficient enough, where the content creator wants more out of the people that are watching them, where they're viewed
I really
less
like the
as
positive
individuals
comments, by the
and
way,
more as a
everybody.
living wallet,
I
or
really
as the
do.
Findom
Holy
community
shit.
would put it, a pay pig.
And you know what? If you know what's good for you, guess what? You're gonna go to my fucking Amazon. That's right. That's right, you fucking pay pig. That's right. You. I'm talking to you. That's right. My
Ugh.
little fucking pay piggy.
This helps to create a cycle of alienation, a self-feeding loop that grows larger and larger, where a content creator
and it's
turns
always
on
like
their
a
audience.
fat chick.
The audience then turns to trolling and retaliation.
Easy peasy
that
killed
trolling leads to more
Palestinians.
aberrant
I
behavior,
respect
and that
the shit
aberrant
out of my pay
behavior
pigs.
alienates the audience even more. And as the cycle continues to spin around and around and around again, that particular YouTuber begins to lose a grip on reality. They stop seeing the situation for what it is and begin to attribute all sorts of meanings to it, all of which are further and further from the actual truth. And you can see this play itself out quite frequently with Wings. Now, he may tell you he's not bitch made.
As much as people want to talk about Jordy, I ain't got no bitch in my blood. I got zero bitch in my blood. Zero.
But for a man that's 0% bitch, ain't got no bitch in my blood, he sure likes to cry a lot.
Let me know how many people I actually have that. actually
Jada's
wanna see me here. I want
cringe?
people
No,
that actually
Jada's
care about
awesome.
me being the fucking channel. I want people making YouTube
I like Jada.
videos and fucking Twitch videos to fucking stop, man. I hate waking up every day wondering if I have a fucking job. It's fucking terrible.
Oh, sweet.
I hate my
I didn't know that you
face
had
cam
a,
because
there
shit
was a
like
quick
this happened, and
gathering
this is gonna
option.
be on fucking YouTube and Twitch too.
He likes
I
to
think I'm addicted
complain a
to.
lot.
That's
Like,
nice,
seriously, I'm
Botsu.
fucking
Thank you
stressed
for
out like a
sharing that with
motherfucker.
us.
People just keep doing this shit. Yeah, why am I always fucking mad 24/7?
Nah,
People
not
like
all
this
women
is
are
fucking with me.
cringe.
This is my
Some of
job,
them are
man. This is how I put
based.
food on the table. Leave me alone. I cry because it hurts my fucking feelings, dude. I'm so
Fake
I don't
tears,
think you understand how
CNN tears.
stressed
No,
I
I
get
think
about this Twitch and this YouTube and this troll shit.
I
Like,
think
my
Wings was
stomach
being
hurts
real with it.
from just stressing about it. No, I'm not fucking fake crying. I almost cried right there.
He likes to play you the song of his people.
I hate coming here. I hate coming to fucking do this shit and get 15,000 people ask me about my weight and remind me how big of a failure I am. My life sucks, man. It does. I'm scared. All people do is fuck with me.
And why does he find himself in this situation? Well, it's those goddamn trolls, the people that are harassing him online.
Report every video that you see. Like, honestly, every time you click on one of those videos, just report them. If I had 300 people report every video 300 times,
False flagger.
those channels would be took down. Those channels would be took down. I don't know why. I don't know why the trolls.
It's
keep
not really a
harping on it.
Trump
Like, that
puppy,
doesn't
but it's
bother me
more
one
of
bit.
a
Like I
stonks
said, I'm
puppy.
not smelling my hand either. Like I touch my nose all the time because it's a twitch. I'm not smelling it at all.
Ran the fuck out of there.
Oh, I almost caught me. Hey, Jory, I almost caught me a wild ash today, man.
A loud ash? If somebody could please like get me their information, like maybe like I forgot what that shit's called, but like if somebody could get me like their information, like their name, their address, the number, how I can get in contact with these guys, I would really like to know because like I'm seriously
Well,
considering.
Wings is also kind of mentally ill. So that's why I
And
generally
even
feel
more
bad
than
for
that, it's
Wings,
the
and that's why I'm
unappreciative
glad
fans
he's
who
like
aren't
on
being good
meds
enough
and it's
little pay
working.
pigs and taking care of his needs first. Fuck the content. I hate making the content. I want the goddamn money.
Well, Tangy, stop showing up for fucking Call of Duty. Only reason I stream Call of Duty is when I'm at the point where I need subscribers. I don't play this game for fun. I don't give a fuck about Call of Duty. Like I hate Call of Duty. I fucking hate it, dude. That shit fucking ruined my life.
Yeah, no problem, Kino Corner.
Hate
Anytime,
everything
dude.
about it.
Have a good night, dude. Sleep tight.
A band niche, please.
I need
don't
to
give a
watch one of
fuck
his
if I finish
videos.
one
I
game
need
or not, dude. Please,
somebody
just leave me
suggest a
alone.
Kino Corner video
Just
for
leave
me
me
to watch
alone.
after I
I
get
hate
off
Call
tonight.
of Duty. I don't like playing this shit. I don't want to play Rainbow. I don't want to play Call of Duty. There's exactly no games I want to play at this point. Shock Steve. All right. Shock Steve, here it is. I'm going to
Well, the
download
guy who-
Fortnite, Shock Steve. If I don't reach...
The guy who created Wall Street Bets has already sold his life story to a documentary crew. I don't know if Deep fucking Value has, but I mean he probably should. It'd be pretty cool. I'd watch a movie like that. It's essentially like a version of The Big Short, except it's... Well, I mean, to be fair, though, Michael Burry, like one of the guys in that movie, also went long on GME, but, like, went long, I think... I want to say, like, in late November?
520 subscribers within 2 hours, I'm perma-banning you.
And so you can see the loop play itself out. Wings hates the content that he makes, but he feels it's the only way to bring in viewers. The viewers show up to watch him freak out. He freaks out and gets angry. That makes more viewers turn to trolling, which just continually escalates the situation.
Oh, yeah,
and what does he need all
development
that
hell,
money
100%.
for? Well, obviously, all the broken controllers.
Ban Super Han. Fuck you! Fuck you! I just can't do it. I can't take this shit no more, man.
Look here! Look, listen! A suitcase full of broken, controllers. Yeah. No, Wings
Is it any wonder
Wings
then, with
is,
temper tantrums like that
Wings
on
has done a
display,
video
with
of all
him
the controllers
freaking
he's
out
broken.
on a daily basis on his Twitch live streams, that trolls have begun to congregate around him. It's reached the point where there is a booming business and doing compilations of Wings freakouts, with multiple channels popping up to catalog his every fuck up and breakdown. Because deep down, people love a good dumpster fire.
Nobody likes you. An entire fucking industry has spawned hating on Wings of Redemption. The Wings of Redemption is exactly like a NASCAR driver that crashes every weekend and thinks that people come out because of his driving skills. No, Wings. People aren't watching you because you're good at gaming. People aren't watching you because you're charismatic. People are watching you because it is a new and fascinating thing for them to see a fucking 32-year-old going on 500 pounds, failure to launch man baby, cry about dying in video games, and deflecting it as if it was someone else's fault.
And that inferno has been burning for years. Take, for example, his match with Syndicate, somebody else from the Call of Duty community.
The guy is known for being the best Call of Duty Zombies player on the planet. And his YouTube channel is kind of skyrocketing, largely because he's so good at Call of Duty Zombies.
6 years ago, Woody.
6 years ago, thank you.
Yeah.
What Wings doesn't realize is that he's actually good at the multiplayer version of Call of Duty as well. That's what he did before he got famous. Anyway, during the show, for hours and hours, Wings is wildly disrespectful.
It's really funny, too, because Syndicate got embroiled in some of that CS:GO gambling scandal shit, I think. I'm not entirely sure. I still don't know necessarily know like what the like long and short of that was, but I'm fairly certain that Syndicate was involved at in some capacity on that.
To this guy, just shutting him down, acting like he's not a gamer, like, you know, he says that he'd be much better at zombies on his first game. He doesn't even play zombies, but if he were to, he'd be much better than the best player on the planet. He challenges him to a 1v1 on Bog. Nobody on the trash pile. Uh-oh, Wings knows where he is. Does Syndicate know where he is?
Oh, Bog is the map that they were playing on. Okay.
Now, a thing you need to know about Wings is his style of gameplay. He's actually very, very good at these across-the-map sort of accuracy-based thing, you know, where we're both behind cover, we both have 2 or 3 pixels to aim at. That is Wings' cup of tea. That's what he's strong at. So he sets the rules up, and he says, we have to use M16. It has to be on Bog. It has to be... He lays it all out there, so it's to his advantage.
Dude, he's just fucking hiding. Look, I'm looking at the fucking map right now. Where's he at?
Oh, I see him. He's not hiding. He's looking for you.
I'm standing out in the fucking open. He can't see this because he's too busy laying on his belly half the time.
That's not true. Like, we can all see what he's doing. He's hunting for you. He gets behind, which means...
Boblack's in one of the group chats. I have just found the beige frequency video on Quentin Reviews.
Eventually,
which, oh my goodness, that's a really good video. Should we watch that after this? I feel like I could probably watch that and then go to sleep after this.
Your controller?
Yeah, keep fucking laughing, you fucking faggot.
Fuck! Oh yeah, Wings really likes to camp. 100%.
It was your idea.
Please cancel the stream.
It's just me playing.
I don't give a fuck. Please cancel the stream. I do not want to hear these fuckers talk.
Wings gets salty enough if you remind him of his shit-talking to Syndicate. He gets upset enough if you remind him of his loss to Syndicate. He gets even madder if you remind him of the fact that he wanted Syndicate to throw a money match, a rematch, and make it look like he was the superior player.
A little time passes and, like, Keemstar gets involved in this. Keemstar was always opportunistic about when he found drama. And
oh,
like,
yeah, that's so different from how Keemstar is now.
It was like $5,000 on the line.
I would never call Keemstar opportunistic. Would you, chat?
And Wings came to him and said, look, we'll do this. We'll do a 1v1. You throw it. Look, I'm going to win anyway because I'm Wings of Redemption. But you throw it just to lock that in. And... then I'll keep. I think. What did he want the split to be? It was to his.
See, that's the best part. Wings would keep the lion's share and get the victory.
But what really pisses him off is when you mention Keemstar.
I don't like Keemstar. I wish he would get in a car wreck. I literally do. I wish he's the only person I could think of right now I wish would literally die. Dude. Mods, please do your fucking job. Get rid of these people talking about Keemstar.
There is no love lost between the two. In fact, they had a stream where they debated some of the issues, and you can see Wings trying to struggle through it.
Okay, so I was gonna do a game with you. I told you that I wanted money from you to know that you're serious, that would be put towards the game.
$1
you were
in the woods.
You said you were gonna get
$15
$15
$1 in the woods.
That's part of the reasons why I deserve to die.
No. That's just like I said. That's the first bullet point. You tried to, swindle me and Woody out of money because that game never came to effect. How were we gonna get our money back?
Hold up. You didn't give me any money.
We
So
didn't because I wasn't going to. But like you're
you
holding.
weren't swindled. You weren't swindled. And second of all, I just want to let you know, I just came out with a game app.
Right.
A couple months
This
ago.
was after
that
Fortress
made-
Craft. This is right after
Made
Fortress Craft.
$200,000. I mean, I've made a lot of money on games.
Right.
But like horrible Keemstar, the genius business guy tried to get Wings some money, tried to give him a business opportunity, right? And you were going after that guy who camps, who did nothing to you and said nothing to you. So I defended him, and I thought you deserved a taste of your own medicine. That's what the FAG was all about, bullying the bullies. And you were quite the bully back in the day, Wings.
You sat there. You sat there, hope that I died in 2014.
I mean, what? I don't remember. What do you want me to say to that?
I mean,
you hoped I would die in 2014. What do you want me to say to that? I don't remember any of this.
Right. I wouldn't remember this right here unless people blew out proportion. You know what I thought?
A little bit more. Can you give me a little bit more, like, backstory?
Well, let me go find the video. What's happening?
I saw the clip. Okay.
I love Keemstar's laugh though. Holy shit. Yo, Rambot hosting. Yo, big shout out. Big shout out. We're just kind of vibing and watching Medicare and then another video before I go to sleep while I grind.
That's not, oh, Wings should die. That's a fucking joke.
In fact, Wings got so angry at Keemstar, he tried to intimidate him through doxing him and his loved ones.
All right. Well, I got your DJ Keemstar. I've run some stuff by you. Is your PO Box 148 Holland?
That's
0?
correct. That's correct.
Is your street address York 14080?
That's incorrect. That's
All
incorrect.
right, is
I don't give my personal where I live at. I don't give that out.
Is your girlfriend named Melissa R?
Yes, she is.
Is her phone number 71663?
Okay. Can I ask you why you're trying to get my personal information?
I'm just trying to see how much of this is correct because I gave some of this information to Fisticuffs.
You gave my personal information to Fisticuffs?
Yep.
Okay, so should I find out what trailer park you live in and announce that to the world?
I don't live in a trailer park, my man.
Wait, so what was
the
the motivation behind this action?
Oh, this is well, basically, I did some digging and I tried to find everything I could find out about. I'm just letting him know that. I'm just letting him know it's out there, and that way he won't be surprised.
Do you know how many people threaten me a day? It's like I know that you're a bully and that you get off on bullying people, but like I'm one person that is just gonna constantly have that middle finger in the air. It's never gonna go down. It's always gonna be fuck you. No one is ever gonna fucking talk me into submission or anything. So whatever you're trying to do, just stop now. Because the middle
I'm not
finger
trying
is
to do
right
anything.
here.
I'm letting you know that
I'm
I
not
did give away some of
scared.
your
I'm
personal
not
information.
intimidated in any way.
I'm not trying to intimidate
Yes,
you.
you are.
This
Yes,
sounds
you
like a
are.
bad
Trying to
traffic
say
stop,
my
yeah.
girlfriend's name. They're trying to say
No,
where I live, what
no.
my P.O. box is. I just want you to know it's always.
Yeah, it really does sound like when Jeff Holiday tried to use CRP's thing on stream. That's a good observation, Pepto. Jeff Holiday sounds as pathetic as Wings did back then. That's a good observation.
Always up, dude. The bird is flying right now.
But unlike him jumping up and down, this had zero impact. No Richter scales went off. Keemstar brushed it away as if it was a non-threat. And so it becomes just another example in a long list of growing complaints about how Wings behaves, how he interacts with his friends, how he interacts with his fans, and how he interacts with the community at large.
Look here, listen, listen.
Look here! Look, listen!
The road toward success is an arduous one, but the trip back down it is even more difficult. To come to the realization that your time is over, that you've had your limelight and that's passed you by, can be a difficult one for a YouTuber to come to grips with. Some desperately seek to cling on to a fraction of what they once had, continuing on as if nothing had changed, hoping for the best but not really preparing for the inevitable. Others find a way out. They begin to develop a fully fulfilled life of having a family, owning a house, and getting a job that's much more stable. But
Yeah, that didn't happen.
But then there are people like Wings of Redemption. It's uncertain exactly where Wings' own actions and behaviors, the path that he took on the internet, that led him to where he is now and where he's going to end up. His interaction with people and his dependency on them, all helping to fuel his own self-imposed nightmare of believing that he needs to produce a certain kind of content to make any money at all. And the bitterness and hatred he feels for that being his lot in life, for that being the position he finds himself in. He is a man that found himself in the land of milk and honey of internet stardom, that now resides in a fetid rot.
Yeah, we're never gonna get that though. All right, so we're gonna watch. Actually, I'm kind of curious. Oh, sweet! I'm one of the top results for Quentin reviews. That's awesome. But Beige takes the Beige does actual like editing though. So
it felt okay.
Wait, yeah, this part you gotta read.
Had nightmares again. I went out and stood in the freezing rain. It felt okay.
Not a whole lot touched me.
On this
it's
channel,
just sort of
I don't
like
usually make
chilled
follow-up
out.
videos. When I approach a subject that I want to cover, my goal is to tell a story that is generally self-contained and doesn't require constant updating in the future. In most cases, once I have finished that story, I don't have a huge interest in going back to that subject and continuing to document every controversy or blunder. Quentin Reviews has been one of the few exceptions. In the year or so since I made my first video about him, I found myself periodically checking in on what he's been up to. He's become one of the e-celebs or lolcows that I find entertaining enough to keep up with, and I've been trying to think of a way to cover him again. Luckily, recent events gave me the excuse that I needed to return to the subject of Quentin
I would
Reviews.
say try playing
So,
the
welcome to
trial
what might become a new series on the
see
channel,
if you like it.
Tales from the
and-
Quniverse. If you haven't already...
for Final Fantasy 14, I would say try playing it, see if you like it, and then I would, if you like it, I would say buy it after you get to a certain point. Get an idea of whether or not you like the base game, like, you know, without playing with others. And if you like it, I would say get it. But if you don't like it, don't get it.
already seen my 90-minute video about Quentin, I'll try to give you the most abridged version of the story that I can. But feel free to check out my first video when you're done with this one. Watching them out of order won't really be an issue. Here goes. A few years ago, Quentin Reviews was a rising YouTuber who quickly gained a substantial following on the platform through a mixture of Channel Awesome style reviews of nostalgic children's media and commentary videos on larger YouTubers like Grade A Under A and Leafy is Here. Initially, Quentin was friends with many edgier YouTubers, particularly members of the YouTube skeptic community. However, in mid-2017, Quentin went through a radical political shift that saw him cut ties with most of the members of his friend group that he perceived to be too edgy or problematic. Over the next year, Quentin became more outspoken about his political beliefs, which increasingly drew criticism from fans as well as other creators like Mahler and Mumkey Jones. This behavior came to a head in November of 2018 when, during a review of The Thinning 2, Quentin went on a bizarre rant about how much he hated Donald Trump. In the aftermath, several smaller commentary channels made videos criticizing Quentin for his polarizing political opinions, as well as his inability to handle the criticism he received for those statements. Quentin didn't take these videos very well, but they paled in comparison to the backlash he would receive only weeks later. After Mumkey Jones was banned from YouTube, Quentin took to Twitter and gloated about the situation. The tweet drew instant and overwhelming criticism before it was deleted by Quentin, who later appeared on the State of the YouTube podcast in an attempt to answer for...
Now, I will say this. I'm not defending Quentin for this. So we're clear. Mumkey did, however, imply that he thought that Quentin was a pedophile. So I'm not necessarily saying that was something that earned him a ban from YouTube. I'm just saying that if somebody called me a pedophile and they got banned from YouTube, I wouldn't be wailing or gnashing my teeth, if you know what I mean. Just saying. But yeah.
For his various controversies. In the end, he took no responsibility for his actions and doubled down on many of his statements that drew so much criticism in the first place. In the following years, Quentin's channel has largely stagnated as he waffles between half-hearted attempts at BreadTube-style social commentary and his usual fare of mediocre video essays about children's cartoons and internet subcultures. His political posts on Twitter have become increasingly unhinged, and he's still unable to move on from the events of 2018, continuously dragging up his past controversies and frequently whining that other YouTubers hate him. There have been many smaller events and controversies along the way, but now you're mostly up to speed with the major elements of Quentin lore. Cut to January 13th of this year. Video essayist and BreadTube orbiter Sarah Z took to Twitter to voice her frustration with an individual who had been sending her inappropriate direct messages. "This is weird. Please don't do this," the tweet read. Attached was a screenshot of the DM in question. Quote, "Hey, I figure we don't like each other for some reason, so I'm gonna just unfollow." End quote. Shortly afterwards, Sarah Z added additional context to the direct message by
Oh, is Quentin a sexual deviant? Without a question. Without a fucking question, dude. Like, he is definitely probably a deviant. I'm just saying that he's definitely not a pedophile. That's all. I'm just saying. Or at least we don't have any information that would suggest plausibly that he is a pedophile.
By saying that it came from another creator who has
Quentin is
done
actually
things like
a pedo?
publicly mentioned in
Where-
their
what-
videos
what-
when
how
Sarah
do we
Z
know that?
hasn't responded to their messages.
Is he a cuties
adding,
defender?
Quote, "It's weird and uncomfortable, and it puts people in an awkward position." End quote. It was an interesting tweet, but might have amounted to nothing if not for the addition of Joey Chestnut impersonator Lindsay Ellis, who added her own set of inappropriate DMs to the conversation. "I think we may both be on the receiving end of inappropriate messages from the same person," said Ellis. "Please, don't do this." In her reply, Lindsay posted 2 screenshots containing 6 DMs, spanning a period of approximately 6 months from mid-2019 to early 2020. They read as follows. July 11th, 2019. "I'm in town if you're ever free. If not, I totally understand." July 12th, 2019. "Hey, sorry, never mind." September 8th, 2019. "I saw your book finally got announced. I've been hoping to see something about it come out. I feel like it's going to be a massive hit. Enjoy. Smiley face." September 10th, 2019.
Just not getting the
I
hint.
feel like I accidentally burned this bridge at some point, and if I did, I just want to say, oops. February 1st of 2020. The top half of this DM is cut off, but the bottom reads, "Anyway, yeah, if you want to get dinner or something. I don't really care either way." Then, 3.5 hours later on the same day, the person adds, "As I read this back, I realized how bitchy this message sounds. Sorry, I've just had a really bad trip. Like all my trips, really. I won't bother you anymore after this. Have a good year." In every case, it appeared as though the DMs were sent unsolicited and with no reply from Ellis, though it is entirely possible that she did reply to the DMs but simply deleted her side of the conversation for one reason or another. However, that is somewhat irrelevant to what happened next. Within minutes, the followers of Sarah Z and Lindsay Ellis were already speculating about who the culprit could be. Quickly, the field was narrowed down to 2 prime suspects, the defender of cuties known as Movie Bob, and our boy Quentin. Movie Bob was the frontrunner due to a previous Twitter altercation with Ellis, who went scorched earth on his ass for being a creep and using a picture of the two of them at a convention several years ago to pretend they were friends. However, the DMs Ellis posted don't read like Movie Bob to me. He is a supplicant to the higher level left-wing YouTubers, but there was a unique brand of self-pity that immediately screamed Quentin reviews and big flashing neon lights in my brain. If you followed Quentin for any length of time, you'll probably recognize the pattern of behavior on display here. Quentin's MO is to say something that either brings criticism his way, or that he just regrets saying, which he then deletes. Then, at some later point, he turns himself into a victim and attempts to get attention by being a self-pitying sad sack. And what do you know? At about 4 p.m. on the 13th,
Yeah, we're not
Quentin
watching
posted 2
cuties.
tweets. Quote, "I'm feeling really down tonight. I could use some nice messages. To be honest with
Where
you,
is
I'm having a
Mouthy
mild
Buddha?
panic attack. LOL epic." The worst part about this is going to be when it's over, and
Again, I have to also reiterate this, I think. I do not think what caused this interaction between Quentin and Ellis was sexual in nature. I do not think that Quentin wanted to smash his pseudo-intellectual queen. I think what happened is that Quentin... I would be very surprised if Quentin wasn't asexual. Because he doesn't seem to throw off like a vibe that he's attracted to anybody, really. That might just be like his bland, not wanting to offend anybody's sort of tone or anything like that. But I do not see Quentin as somebody who like actively pursues sex. I think Quentin's just lonely because Quentin is a very off-putting and boring individual. Asexual is code for... Yeah, I don't know about that.
just feel cold and alone.
Oh, I'm BitChute, okay.
End quote. For me, this basically sealed the deal that Quentin was the person being called out. It fits his pattern of behavior to a T. I wasn't the first or only person to notice this, though.
I just don't think
At
that he
4:21
wanted to, like,
p.m.,
bang
Sarah
Alice.
Z tweeted out a picture of sad, smoking Ben Affleck. Then, in a reply to one of her followers, clarified the meaning by saying, "There's just this brand of self-pitying pushiness that really irks me, where someone behaves inappropriately, gets told they're behaving inappropriately, and then deliberately solicits pity and validation from people who don't have context. It's a bit frustrating." While this was a strong indicator that Quentin was the one sending needy DMs to female YouTubers, it wasn't quite the end of the story. The first set of DMs Ellis posted, dating from around...
Like, I fully believe Quentin most likely, I feel Quentin most likely does these sorts of DMs, these sort of like needy, sad sack DMs with dudes too. I fully believe that.
July 11th and July 12th line up perfectly
Lindsay
with
Ellis
VidCon
is the hot dogs in the
2019,
face girl,
where
yes.
Quentin actually attended a panel hosted by Ellis and ContraPoints. Additionally, the DMs from February 1st asking Lindsay out to dinner line up with the period where Quentin took an extended trip to Disneyland. The second DM from that screenshot even mentions that the person in question had a bad trip. Of course, this is all circumstantial, but there is one final piece of information worth going over. In both Sarah Z and Lindsay Ellis' screenshots, they failed to completely censor out the profile picture of the person sending the DM. The screenshots posted by Ellis contain two poorly covered up profile pictures, revealing two slivers of the original image. While this seems like nothing at first glance, when compared to Quentin's profile picture, there are noticeable similarities. They only become more obvious when you overlay the images in Photoshop, and the visible pixels in the poorly censored images correspond perfectly with the landmarks in Quentin's profile picture. Sarah Z's screenshot is a bit harder to make out, but an amateur forensic photographic analyst on my Twitter did a pretty compelling comparison that matches up with Quentin's profile extremely well. This has led some people to believe that the improper cover-ups weren't entirely accidental.
Taking a hard ideological shift can always seemingly like be a one-size-fits-all solution to how to alienate your base as quickly as possible. Unless you like are already doing political content, then maybe Sargon's always going to be Sargon. Like Sargon's always going to appeal to the people that Sargon appeals to. But with Quentin, I don't think that his SJW phase is really going to drag in the viewers that his people who liked him when he was either apolitical or more less skeptic and shit like that.
I'm skeptical of the motivations of Sarah Z and Lindsay Ellis for leaking their DMs in a way that included obvious breadcrumbs. I don't think they would be malicious enough to let people falsely assume that Quentin was the one who was sending them inappropriate DMs if he was innocent. Whether or not Quentin sent the DMs, it should be alarming to him that so many people automatically assumed he did. This should be a moment of self-reflection where Quentin recognizes that his behavior is completely transparent and that his self-pitying dopamine fishing has worn thin with everyone but his most diehard sycophantic ass-lickers. But I doubt he will. Part of what makes Quentin such a fascinating case study to me is his utter inability to take responsibility for his own actions so that he can move on with his life. Instead, he dwells on the past until he is able to retcon the story in his own mind in a way that turns him into the victim or a tragic hero. You can see the mental gymnastics play out in the way he has tried to rewrite history over the controversies of 2017 and 2018. In the past, he said his journey to becoming a leftist started when he saw a bunch of anti-SJWs who looked like him. which caused him to realize that he had bought into an ideology that made him think he was the victim. This statement has been directly contradicted by several people who were friends with Quentin at the time, and claim that his motivation for cutting ties with other YouTubers was to protect his public image. As more time passes and the threads of context for those events becomes thinner and thinner, Quentin continues to change the story and embellish it with more details, to the point that in more recent retellings he claims that he cut ties with other YouTubers when they blew off his request for emotional support after he was harassed by a hate mob and had a mental breakdown. His attempts to rewrite history have also been called out by many members of the skeptic community, like Some Black Eye and Mundane Matt. Imagine being so low on the totem pole that even the Boulder King can put you in your place. More pathetically, he's still hung up on the events of 2018 to such a degree that any time YouTube drama comes up on Twitter, Quentin can't resist turning it into a pity party about himself, as was the case with the recent controversy surrounding Call Me Carson. Quote, "Whenever I see YouTubers get massively defended because they allegedly committed a crime, it makes me annoyed because I got canceled for doing absolutely nothing and no one came to bat for me, lol. For those who want to know, I said that I don't like Trump or Ben Shapiro. Then I was mean to a guy who cheated on his girlfriend with a child rapist. Me being mean to that guy was bigger drama than him aiding and abetting a child rapist. That's YouTube drama for you."
Yeah, no. Monkey is a retard and kind of a scumbag for doing that, but he's didn't help facilitate a child rapist. Go fuck yourself.
End quote. Now, there is so much wrong with that handful of sentences that it's hard to even know where to begin. But I'll try. For one, Quentin was never cancelled. He made a bunch of dumb, polarizing, and contrarian statements about people like PewDiePie and Ben Shapiro, which only resulted in a handful of much smaller channels, who Quentin referred to as guppies, making videos calling him out for being an idiot with bad takes. As far as Trump goes, Quentin shoehorned an Orange Man bad level opinion that nobody wanted or asked for into a review of a Logan Paul movie.
So, here's the thing. I fucking hate Trump.
Most people found it cringy, forced, and completely pointless. But they didn't hate Quentin for it or cancel him in any way beyond making fun of him in the comment section. With Shapiro, Quentin said that PewDiePie shouldn't humanize Tiny Ben because he's transphobic and racist, and then completely whiffed when people asked him to provide any evidence. Where he really goes off the rails is when he talks about Mumkey Jones, and tries to spin his minor run-in with a few commentary channels as being bigger than the Category 5 shitacane that blew up around Mumkey and his girlfriend. Aside from the fact that the Mumkey drama happened months after Quentin's own situation, it was a much bigger dumpster fire. Just for some perspective, Mumkey's Kiwi Farms thread gained more pages in 3 months than Quentin's has in 3 years. Unlike Quentin, Mumkey's reputation and life have been greatly tarnished in the process, for obvious reasons. I know some people don't understand my fascination with Quentin. He's not the typical lolcow. He's not a criminal or even really a bad person per se. But there is something so compelling about a guy who is unable to simply admit that he was wrong 2 years ago and move on with his life. Instead, he's literally created his own fantasy world to live in where he was the victim, because that way he never has to learn from his past mistakes and make better decisions in the future. Here is a tweet from a few days after the Capitol Hill riots, where Quentin is celebrating seeing all the people who canceled him for hating Trump being kicked off Twitter. It's almost exactly the same kind of smug, gloating tweet that he posted after Mumkey was banned from YouTube. So in 3 years he's learned absolutely nothing about what caused that entire controversy. He's just alienated any fans who might call him out in his behavior, and
no, I think Quentin is a I think Quentin qualifies as a lolcow. I don't think that he is a I don't think that he is like on the same tier as like a DSP or as a Mundane Matt or as a Chris Chan or something like that. But the thing about Quentin is that like Chris Chan, maybe not like in the 2007 to 2009 era, but more like the 2015 era, where he sort of still flies under the radar. Like Quentin still has like a lot of exceptional content to offer to the world. You know what I mean? DSP, however, is eternal.
replace him with individuals who are willing to give him unwavering attention and validation. As I was trying to wrap this script up, a fairly lengthy log of Quentin's Discord conversations was leaked. I think they provide an interesting insight into his side of the DM controversy, as well as a very telling perspective on Quentin's personality as a whole. I won't bore you with every one of these hundreds of posts, but there are some worth noting. First of all, Quentin does acknowledge that he sent the DMs leaked by Sarah Z and Lindsay Ellis. In an interesting twist, he also states that he has private information that he could leak that would prove that she's a hypocrite, but he doesn't out of human goodness. In this context, I'm not entirely sure who he means by she, but I lean towards Ellis, as he specifically mentions being doxxed by a YouTuber with 1 million subs, who tried to embarrass him and pretend he was the bad guy. Quentin also believes that they crossed a line by posting the DMs, and that Ellis used them to virtue signal to her fans. Something that made Quentin worry that he would become the new Movie Bob, as people have turned on everyone else that Ellis has exposed.
That's why I named my stream
Reading through
Quentin
these
Reviews
logs,
the new Movie
I almost
Bob.
root for Quentin at times. Fuck him up, Q. Release the receipts. Turn this into some real drama like you said you could. I think the fact that Quentin was even willing to bitch about Ellis in his Fallout bunker of a Discord server puts him one notch above Movie Bob. However, he still appears unwilling to publicly confront Ellis and Sarah Z for their betrayal. Overall, it seems that Quentin has largely moved on from BreadTube, as he stated that he knew they didn't like him from the time he was invited onto a charity stream and everyone treated him like dicks. Apparently, that entire clique is a no-go. By the end of the logs, Quentin is wishing that he could find a new group of cool kids because he's failed and there is nothing he can do. That being said, the commentary on the DM scandal is really only part of what I find interesting about these logs. I opened the video with the quote about standing in the freezing rain because I think it perfectly encapsulates the emo atmosphere permeating Q-Ball's Discord. The best way to describe it is pathetic. Quentin has one of the most unhealthy parasocial relationships with his fanbase that I've ever seen, and his Discord is a perfect example. It's little more than a safe space that Quentin retreats into when he's feeling down and needs support.
Yeah, I would say that's
This can be
true.
about anything from Quentin's weight to bitching about Mumkey Jones. Still, over 2 years later.
Yeah, did anyone watch the new Cecil McFly about the weird video? Yeah, she did a video on Pixie Terry, who was like the original female lolcow, but she felt a little bit bad about like possibly leading people to like harass Pixie Terry, which sucks because I think she, I think her video specifically, really kind of endeared me to Pixie Terry instead of just like I want to go laugh at this fat bitch. Like, I think Null is really right about lolcows in general, and that you kind of have to root for them. Like, you kind of have to want them to succeed in their endeavors. Because the alternative turns you into, like, a spurg that wants to, like, hurt them. And I think that's creepy and bad.
At one point, he actually tells his Discord that he's feeling cold and needs a pick-me-up. More broadly, the conversation is almost entirely one-sided. To use a term from Opie and Anthony, anything that isn't outright support or praise for Quentin is put on the pay no mind list. Quentin shows up, he blabbers about himself and fishes for nice comments. Anything that doesn't fit the bill is ignored, while Quentin finds another way to make the conversation about himself. Out of hundreds upon hundreds of messages shared between Quentin and his inner circle, I can't recall seeing a single comment that disagreed with him, much less was even mildly critical. It's a complete echo chamber of pro-Quentin propaganda, even more so than his Twitter account. Circling back to the DMs for a moment, it's easy to interpret Quentin's behavior as creepy or predatory, but as pathetic and clingy as Q's comments appear to be, they come across more as a guy seeking some kind of connection with the creators he views as peers and personal heroes. Something Quentin desperately seems to want based upon his constant whining about being betrayed and abandoned by other YouTubers. However, the case of Quentin's relationship with his fanbase is different. Predatory might be a strong word, but I think it is unhealthy and inappropriate. There is a huge power imbalance at play here. The Discord server is only for Quentin's Patreon supporters. This is pretty standard procedure for a lot of creators, but it's a process that inherently whittles down the...
DSP is married, owns his own home, and has like has like a very well-paying job. DSP is unfortunately a very Chad made.
The community you're engaging with to only your most hardcore fans. Reading through the Discord logs, it becomes apparent that it's not a place for vigorous discussion or debate. Rather, it's simply a hug box, and if you don't intend to feed into Quentin's perpetual victim complex, you aren't really welcome. Like so many other eccentric individuals on the internet, Quentin is incapable of accepting criticism of any kind. Perhaps unintentionally, he has made his delusions worse by surrounding himself with nothing but hardcore fans who shower him with emotional support, thus creating a feedback loop, wherein Quentin has become so dependent on the comfort and reassurance of his fanbase that he has no emotional defense mechanisms, other than running back to the safe space of his Discord server and begging for more attention. It's not unlike the vicious cycle that develops when somebody is addicted to laxatives. Over time, it becomes harder and harder for them to shit without using laxatives, until eventually they lose the ability altogether. This is the stage Quentin is at with his fans. He's unable to function without constant positive reinforcement. For the most part, Quentin has refrained from crossing over into the territory of a full-blown lolcow. He's good for a spectacle every 2 to 3 months, but he isn't a Movie Bob or a Tony Goldmark. He's not completely unhinged. Yet. As he spirals deeper and deeper into this delusional fantasy world, fueled by self-pity and constant attention from his fans, it's only a matter of time.
See, that Discord set up and to boo these mods whom foo Quentin's ego. It's the complete opposite of Quentin IRL. It's the perfect breeding ground for a mental. Yeah, no, like seriously. That's part of the problem with Quentin is that like he one, he's losing credibility. Like, I think that's, like, one of the biggest things is that I don't think The Right Opinion has a very high opinion of Quentin reviews right now. Or, like, still, after Quentin, kind of, like, lied in his script about Mahler and Rags. And then, like, they did a whole episode of EFAP on it and covered it and then, like, got The Right Opinion to come on to like basically to confront him about it, and he's like, oh no, I didn't even know he put it in there, like that's not in the script that he gave me. It's like I'm actually as surprised as you are. Like Quentin embarrassed that guy. Quentin like ruined part of that guy's reputation, I think.
Time before he loses touch with reality.
And like the only people that will ever hang out with him are the people who pay to be in his Discord and his mods, his Jannies, who funny enough like read like that's one of the things that Beige doesn't enter into here, but I think is like very important, is that Quentin goes like the extra step. When you're a lolcow. When you're a lolcow on Kiwi Farms, one of the worst things that you can do if you're like, if you're a person who likes their thread and will kind of like laugh at it and kind of think that it's funny or something like that, the worst thing that you can do is read your thread. Like, you do not want to read your thread. There are several people who I'm fairly certain read their own thread. ContraPoints reads their own thread. I'm pretty like Xanderhall doesn't actually have his thread yet, but he's confirmed to at least be aware of his thread, if not actively read it. Yeah, you don't want to read your own thread, but Quentin doesn't even do that. Quentin sends his mods to go read the thread for him and then report back, to the point where they even go as far as to relay to Quentin when like a person who's active in their thread changed their avatar to like a younger picture of Quentin. And that's really bad. Ralph, one of the best things that Ralph could possibly ever do is to just stop mentioning Kiwi Farms and stop reading his fucking thread. 100%.
And crosses that line. As always, I want to thank you for watching the video, as well as liking, commenting, and subscribing. I know that
if there's any confirmation that Shuon Head reads her own thread. I want to say probably not. But yeah. Alright, chat. I'm going to go to bed, though. It is late. I have to be up in the morning for class. I've got class tomorrow in the afternoon and also late at night, so I will not be on. I will not be on for my 7 p.m. Eastern stream. At least not for, like, the regular time of it. I'm going to try to stream tomorrow afternoon and see you guys then. Destiny reads his own thread, or used to. Destiny used to respond to his own thread. Yeah. Of course, like, that's the other thing is, I have a thread on there, and I'll read it, like, sometimes, but, like, one, my thread is completely dead, and two, half of the people in my thread seem to, like, at least, if not tolerate me, they seem to at least somewhat like me. I mean, like, I don't know. But, like, I'm not, my thread doesn't really consume my, my life, except for, like, the part where I'm just kind of, like, curious if people are talking about me, because I'm a massive fucking narcissist, dude. Flamer, are you even bothering with the FGO Valentine's Day event? Yeah. It's free quartz tickets and crystallized lore. Like, yeah, we don't get a welfare servant, but like we get a whole bunch of nice shit. And apples too, because I'm definitely wanting to save up for the next lottery this summer. They were calling you autistic, but that I wish it was better, but the Medic or cosplay is funny, yeah. Yeah, I gotta save up my quartz for Kama. And then I gotta make sure that I save up enough of Ascension material so I can quickly ascend her past her first stage, because whoever thought that making a lolly character, making a Dark Sakura lolly character is a sick fuck that probably should be institutionalized. Wait, where's Doge at right now? Let's see, where is Doge right now? Yep, 7.5 or 7.5 cents. Not bad, not bad. I want to see if it. I'm gonna hold it now. I think that the best thing that I could possibly do is hold it right now, because I don't think it has anywhere to go but up at this point. I think that Doge will continue to be like a meme currency, but I think that because it's going to be considered a meme currency and it's not a stale meme yet, it's going to keep on getting pushed. And the more it gets pushed, the better I get. Because holy shit, we were at like 3 cents earlier this week. It was fucking crazy. All right, chat. I'm going to go to bed. You guys have a great night. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace out. Have a good one, and I'll see you then soon. Yeah, the video is over, Carl, and my stream is better too. Skip Kama for Revenger Nobu? No, the next thing I'm going to try to go for is Space Ishtar. Mostly because Calamity Jane's going to be on that banner, and she's really good. Alright, later lads.